Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt, and today we are going to be looking at how to build an auto webinar funnel here on ClickFunnels. We always do ClickFunnels stuff. I teach you guys funnel stuff, but today we're going to be using ClickFunnels to show you guys how to build an auto webinar funnel. Now, one thing I'm going to run by you guys, if you haven't been over to 30days.com, I'm going to leave a link down in the description. I want you guys to go click on that. I want you guys to sign up for this 30-day interview series where 30 entrepreneurs that were basically they earned $1 million building funnels on ClickFunnels are going to be sharing their stories, sharing their funnels. And if you go to that link, you guys can sign up for this summit. The interviews are only going to be available for 24 hours. They do have them available, of course, for sale. But I want you guys to go sign up, get signed up, and at least get on their free list to watch this. All right. A lot of these guys use this auto webinar funnel that I'm about to show you. I'm going to talk kind of fast because it's 7:02 right now, and I'm going to show you guys how to set this up. And I'm going to have this tested hopefully by 7:10. Okay, that is my goal. So if you haven't already been doing this already, go to help.clickfunnels.com. You'll see that they have two help documents for auto webinars, building an auto webinar, and auto webinar funnel overview. I'm basically going to run you guys through these basics, but if you guys forget these, always go to ClickFunnels and check out their help docs on whatever it is that you guys are doing. All right, follow their directions. Things change all the time. All right, so back to ClickFunnels, the first thing you're going to do in your account is build an auto webinar funnel by clicking Add New and then adding the funnel into your account. You can use the cookbook builder process. I'm not going to do that today because I'm going to try and keep it as simple as I can. I'm going to use the classic funnel builder. Basically, what we're going to do is host a webinar, and then we're going to run a webinar replay, which is basically an auto webinar funnel. So you're going to click Choose on that. We're going to call this Test Membership. No, I'm sorry, Test Auto Webinar Funnel, and we'll call it Testing. And then click Build Funnel. All right, so click that. Over here, it tells you what funnel steps you're going to get inside of this funnel. What it's doing is it's auto building this funnel for me. And what we're going to do is go through and set these up, set up the templates. It builds the pages exactly the type of page that they need to be. All right, so as I'm setting this up, if you guys want a countdown timer on your page, you need to choose one that already has a countdown timer built in like this. I'm going to use one with a countdown page. Mother Funnel Secret. This is a new one. I'm going to select this one. Hopefully I don't kick myself in the butt for choosing one that I'm not familiar with. All right. So I've chosen that webinar count. If you don't, it doesn't matter. If you want a countdown, great. If you don't, that's cool too. I'm going to show you guys how it works with a countdown timer. That way you get as much information as you need. So Mother Funnel Auto Webinar. This is the one just to keep continuity. I'm going to choose this one for the countdown page. It's also the confirmation page. I'm going to select that template. And then the broadcast room, I'm going to choose, if they have one, to keep the continuity the same, I will choose that as well. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you guys where you guys have the ability to choose how often your webinar plays. I'm going to choose this template for this because it looks fairly similar. I'm doing this on the fly, guys. These 4 pages are the 4 pages that you will need in order to run your webinar. The webinar replay room is the only one that is an exception to that rule. If you want to delete this and take this out, you can. One thing you will need before starting this process is, I don't want to delete it. I want it to choose one of these. You will need to have a pre-recorded webinar of some sort. You want to have it on Vimeo or YouTube or Wistia. Wistia is a really good choice. They are awesome. They're a little bit pricey, but they are going to be one of your better options. All right. So, like I was saying, you want to choose whether your webinar is going to play every 10 minutes, 15 minutes on top of the hour, whether you're going to be able to choose the date and the time. What we're going to do is we're going to go in here and edit this page. I got 4 minutes before we test this, right? So we're going to go to Settings. You'll see that there's some dynamic. The countdown timer is dynamic. This is dynamic. Do not delete this. Do not delete this. There are certain things that this webinar template needs in place in order for this to work properly. So we're going to go to settings. We're going to come down here to webinar settings. This is something you will only find on the Autowebinar type funnel, okay? Webinar type, we want to run this. You could choose top of the hour or every 10 minutes, 15, 20, or 30. We're going to do every 10 minutes, which is why I've got 3 minutes left to do this and get the test in. And your other option is to pick the date and the time, which gives them like dates in the future, and they can choose some time. So we're going to do every 10 minutes. So that should make this every 10 minutes. And then they're going to open the pop-up. This is going to run, let's see, edit to show the pop-up. So they got name, email. If you do the pick date and time, you will need to add 2 other fields in here for date and time. And I'll show you where those are. They should be under webinar time and webinar date. These 2 will add a field so that they can select that information. What we're going to do is save this, and we're going to get out of here because our time is coming to an end. All right. I'm going to click end. We're going to go to the countdown page. Time is clicking, guys. All right, edit page. And really, there's not that much to do to this page, but you want to make sure it has a countdown timer in here. I'm going to tell you this one more time. Do not delete this countdown timer. You need this countdown timer in place. It will say time is dynamic based on the user webinar pick time and direct. That's in the settings from the previous page. Okay. Feel free to customize this, guys. That's why this is all here. Make sure it's got your headlines, anything that you want to say, a picture of you in the background. It uses your colors. You can change your colors. Put your logo up here, okay? So you can change these out. These are really nice templates to begin with, though, so you don't have to do a ton of customizing. But we're going to leave this. One last thing that you're going to want to do is go to your broadcast page, and you're going to want to use a video. Let's say it's on YouTube. You're going to want to use the share link that you get from down here, and you're going to want to copy that out. Copy. So use that link. All right. You're going to take that once you've uploaded it here. You're going to go back to ClickFunnels, and then you are going to upload it here. Now I'm out of time, but that's the link that you're going to use on that video. All right. We're going to go back to the auto webinar registration, and what we're going to do is click on the thing here, and you'll see I've got 43 seconds. So that's telling me that the next one runs at 7:10. I'm going to log in here, and I'm going to put, I guess, Matthew. We'll go with, I've used this like so many different times. Yes, save my free seat now. Always, always, always test with a unique email address if you can, okay? I'm going to submit this information. It goes through. That timer information is carried forward, all right? At the end of this countdown, it's going to redirect to the broadcast page. That's important because in your emails, in your auto webinar follow-up email sequence, they're going to send traffic back here, and if you take the countdown out, it will not redirect the way it's supposed to, just like this. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's just gonna go right back to the broadcast page, and that's what you want. That's how this is going to work. So if you do minimal changes, you're all set. Don't get all crazy with this. So I was barely able to make that test by 7:10, by the way. But that's how you do that. We're going to go back and continue testing on this. Okay, so that worked. I didn't get a chance to put in the YouTube link, but let's go back to the broadcast page here and click Edit Page. All right. So literally in less than probably 6 minutes, I had a web. I could have popped that in there, taken the extra minute to put that YouTube link in here, and click on my YouTube link or whatever. That was not my link, but I'm going to put that YouTube in here, the YouTube URL. I'm going to give you guys a quick tip. Autoplay does not work on Chrome. It doesn't work on Safari anymore. Firefox, I've heard mixed reviews. Some people say it works, some say it doesn't. This is a browser issue. This is not a ClickFunnels issue, all right? So you could say yes, okay. You could turn it into autoplay, but on some browsers, it may not play. Just know that and understand that from the beginning. You can turn the controls off. You can turn the branding off. You can block pause if you want. You could say yes, and then if you want, because it doesn't autoplay, you can say click to join session already in progress. All right, that way people are like, oh, I see I have to click this in order to get it to play. That was a user experience issue that all the big web browsers pulled on. So once you've set all that, click save. Yes, get this product now. This is important, guys. This you may want to time delay. All right. So in order to put, say you're going to delay this until 30 minutes when your call to action is, you go to advanced. Up here, advanced, then go to animation. Then come down to time delay, fade in, and then you can choose whatever it is. So if your call to action is at 30 minutes and 12 seconds, put that in here. I'll put 10 seconds in here just to do a quick test. It's going kind of slow, but it might be my computer. So I'll hit save. Of course, change out your logos, customize this for you, okay? And then change it out with the name of your course or whatever it is that you're doing. If it's a broadcast, don't say that it's a replay, okay? Make sure that you use that on your replay page. So that's it. I'm going to hit save again just to make sure. We'll hit preview. I'll sit here yakking my lips a little bit more. So that's how you can see that that button is not there. It'll come up here in a minute. You'll see it. But it says click to join session already in progress. So they'll have to actually click on it. Now, you guys aren't able to hear this right now, but I can, and it's really loud. But right here is the button. The button came up, and that was right at the 10 seconds. But if you set that for your call to action time, they won't know that there's something to purchase until that time. All right, that should go to the next page. All right, I'm going to get off of that because I got Russ talking in my ear. You guys hopefully couldn't hear that because otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear me. But you would want to set that. That was on the broadcast page. You would want that button to go to your order page. What you would do is set that up with the button action to go to the order page. All right. So really that's it. You do the same thing with the webinar replay. You could click X. The webinar replay is actually something you do not necessarily need. Something else that you guys will have access to is the automation tab. All right. This does not come pre-populated, but you guys can choose for everybody that registers. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually set this up. Let me make sure of that because the registration page, okay, the registration page actually comes pre-populated with all these emails. All right. So if you guys haven't already written these emails, they've got some stuff in here. You can edit these. You will need to have SendGrid or some kind of an SMTP server set up in order to send these out. All right, but you can go through, customize these. This webinar link is a smart tag, and it will give them a link to the web. Basically, what this is going to do is give a dynamic link to the webinar countdown page. All right. Another important reason for you to keep the countdown timer in there on the webinar countdown page is because you don't want this link to go to the countdown timer page and then not redirect at the at every 10 minutes or every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, right? You want that to work. So always use this link. Always make sure those countdown timers are in there. Make sure those dynamic settings are set up properly, okay? When you're done, of course, click Update Email. You can set these up appropriately for you. Make sure the condition is set to everyone. Everybody that registers will get this. And then basically you can have missed webinar. Hey, did you see yesterday's webinar? Or attended but missed the offer. So this is actually tracking all this information throughout this funnel, and it knows whether they missed that webinar. It knows if they showed up on that next page. Okay, so it can send these out appropriately. Something I'll point out here as well, attended but missed offer. I'm going to show you where to go to set this up, attended but missed offer, because you can actually set the time of your CTA and it'll track people going to that. So let's go find that. It should be on the Autowebinar. It should be on the broadcast page, actually. Let's go look. So if you click, we're going to check a couple different places just to make sure, because I haven't been in here in a while. But let's click on Edit Page. We're going to go to Webinar Settings on this page. Yep, Show Offer, and you can put in here in seconds. So you do have to figure out the seconds. So if it's at 30 minutes, you'll just have to do the conversion. But we'll say it's like, I don't know, 1,000 seconds or something, right? So this is how that email, that automation email, knows whether they made it to this point or not to that point. All right. So just make sure you set that. And again, of course, hit save. And you guys should be good to go. The only thing I am going to point out, when you're driving traffic to this page, if you're driving traffic using Facebook ads, use this link right here, okay? Don't use the path that you set here, auto webinar registration. You can change it here, of course. Make sure that you test this. Make sure that you update this so that it looks clean and pretty. But when you're driving traffic, make sure you're using this link right here, or you could cause caching problems. All right. Make sure that this link does not match this URL over here, this path. Okay. And then we're not going to dig into all the other stuff with, setting up Stripe, setting up SMTP, setting up order pages, but you can add an opt-in page before this. You can add an order process after this, but this is how the webinar process works. This is it. These 4 pages, you can delete the replay if you want. If you want to get rid of this, this will still work. In fact, I'll get rid of it there just for demonstration purposes. But you need to have these pages. Don't put stuff in between here. Don't use the auto redirect feature or the URL override and send people to different pages in different funnels and different stuff, because you will break the process of how this works. As long as you're using it the way that it's intended to be used, this is a perfect system, and you can run this for your automated webinars without using any type of third-party system and spending a bunch of money on things like EverWebinar, Webinar Jam, Stealth Seminar, Zoom, all these different things for your stuff, thinking you're going to get an automated system that works inside of ClickFunnels. This is all internal. Everything works inside of ClickFunnels. The only thing you might need is like SendGrid so that you can send out those automation emails. Okay, that's it. I don't have anything else. Again, if you guys haven't been over to sign up for the 30-day thing, that's not the 30-day thing. If you guys haven't been over here, I'll leave the link down in the description, and I'll also leave a link for the perfect webinar secrets. So if you guys need to build out your webinar, still, you guys pick up perfect webinar secrets. Is literally $5, I think, is what he's giving it away for, and you can get some of the best training that I've seen inside of ClickFunnels in perfect webinar secrets. And be able to structure your webinar appropriately. Guys like Dan Henry built a $1 million business using a perfect webinar funnel in less than I think 6 months. Less than 6 months, he did it using selling a $1,000 or $1,500 product. Again, he's one of the guys that are in here speaking. Okay, so he's one of these guys. All right, so. Listen, I don't have anything else for you. There he is right there. But I'm going to leave you guys with this. Go sign up for this 30-day summit thing, and I will see you guys in another video. This has been how you set up an auto webinar using nothing but ClickFunnels. Have a great day. I'll see you guys soon.